This is a HeadGum podcast.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to A Funny Feeling Podcast. I'm Betsy Sidaro.
And I'm Marcy Jarrow. This is a podcast where comedians tell us their paranormal experiences, and we listen to yours as well.
Oh, yeah. And if you have one of these paranormal experiences that you want to share with us, please email it to us at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com.
Now get cozy.
And prepare yourself to be scared silly.
This is a Funny Feeling podcast. Just a quick note. This week's episode does include mention of pregnancy and child loss in our submitted listener story. Feeling ready, Betsy?
I'm pumped.
Okay, this wasn't an accusation. Chill out.
I'm fucking pumped and ready. Quit bringing me down, man.
Betsy Sidaro.
Marcy Jarrow.
I am so excited for our guest today. I'm so excited that we're doing guests again. It's invigorating.
No, it really is. I'm so pumped. We've been on fire two in a row.
Oh,
2 guests in a row.
Also, we've been trying to get her on the podcast for about 6 months. It's been so long, so I'm glad that we're finally doing this.
Me too.
She is a writer, she's an actor, and she is the host of the podcast What Are You Into? Welcome, Kelly Hudson.
Woo!
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So excited.
And I think, yeah, me too. And I think you actually asked me if I wanted to do the podcast several years ago. And at the time, I was just like, I have nothing to offer in that department. I was like so ashamed and just like, God, I wish I had something to talk about. And then in the fall, I was like, oh my God.
Great. I can't wait to get there.
I'm so pumped.
Can't wait to get there. So, but before we do get into all of that, tell our listeners about your podcast, because it's relatively new, right?
Well, okay, yeah, it was the first iteration of it started right around when the pandemic started, and it was called The Squirt. And
Oh my!
That was kind of a first pitch name. And yeah, and me and Bridie Elliott hosted it together, and then it kind of shifted, and I started hosting on my own, and then I changed the name to What Are You Into? Maybe just to make it a little more accessible, just in case you wanted to like send it to a friend that's not crazy. Yeah. So, and it's turned into like a really great outlet for me. And like, I love learning. I'm just so interested. I could talk about sex from dawn till dusk, honestly, and from dusk until dawn.
Oh my God.
All night and all day.
Depending on if you're with vampires or not.
Yes. Or which Richard Linklater movie I'm in, honestly. Yeah. So it's been great. It's just like we have these honest, frank, open conversations about sex, and I've gotten to talk to different people who have either professions in the sex realm, or just like I'll have my friends on and we'll talk about what makes us horny, and it'll just be like, yeah, it can be laid back or like an interview, but yeah, it's been great.
Out of curiosity, because I love the show Gigolos on Showtime, have you had any male sex workers on?
No, I haven't. In fact, I just had my first porn performer on the show. And I think I'm going to ask her for like a reference to a dude, because I really want to talk to a male porn performer for sure.
Yeah.
Or a male sex worker too. I would love that perspective.
Have either of you seen the show Gigolos?
No, it sounds awesome.
Okay, so it's a reality series following some male escorts in Vegas, where it's legal. So. And it follows them like the whole way.
Ooh, now we're talking.
And
gimme.
They very much look like Vegas male, like the
Yes.
strippers you would see at Thunder from Down Under.
Oh, shit. Yeah.
That is awesome.
And they're just like, look, ladies just need attention and intimacy. And like, that's what we're there for. Like, we're there to please them.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love women. Their bodies are all beautiful.
Yes.
That's so fun. Yeah.
And you get to see sex.
That's
Whoa.
great.
I always love.
See sex? Oh, wait. I forgot it's not a podcast. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I don't know if they still have seasons airing or like new seasons, but I've definitely popped in and popped out of watching that softcore intellectual.
Wait, which channel is that on?
It was on Showtime at one point, but who knows where it lives now.
Yeah, it definitely feels like some late night HBO fodder that I would have gotten in on in high school.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's like, okay, the parents are gone. Let's check out Real Sex or
Real
whatever.
Sex 16. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's really cool to just talk about it in a non-slumber party setting.
Right.
Yeah, we're adults now.
Yeah,
we
we're
talk
grown.
about adult shit.
Yeah.
But yeah, the show's been great, and I highly recommend people listen to it. I mean, why not? You know,
Try it out.
Yeah.
Just try it out. You might learn something.
Give it a shot.
You know, you're curious.
Please. Should we just go ahead and ask the question we always ask, Betsy?
I think so.
Okay,
Put it on
Kelly.
me.
What, if anything, do you believe about the paranormal?
Well, God, my beliefs shift continually. I feel the need to like go back to when I had sort of this like major mind shift in college where I had like kind of a panic attack / epiphany / awakening where where I was like, oh fuck, like my religion wasn't true.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
May we
It
ask
just took-
what religion?
I was a Christian.
Okay.
Yeah, I was raised in the Christian faith. It was American Baptist, which was relatively liberal. There was definitely room for making me feel like I had a personal relationship with God and all that. But I was still going to church, and all sorts of beliefs were kind of put on me, and the Bible was definitely taught. And heaven and hell were just like, I mean, hell, like no one really put a lot of emphasis on, and my parents weren't like, hell's bullshit, you know. But like heaven, like afterlife, like that was like, I was locked in, you know? So I didn't really have to think about what happened when I die.
Yeah, right.
And then suddenly I did, and I had a fucking existential crisis, of course, that lasted many, many years. And it just sort of like, I remember people asking me like, do you believe in ghosts, this and that? And I was like, I would love to believe in ghosts. Like that would be fantastic. Like it's some like evidence, or not evidence, but just like a sign that like there is something other than just rotten nothingness. Just rotting in the ground.
Just rotting,
you know?
or being burned that one last time.
Yes, just being burnt and then you're done. And then also just like, yeah, like my consciousness, I was holding on to my consciousness like for dear life, and just being like, if that's taken away, what will happen? And I would think about it so much and have panic attacks regularly.
Oh, God,
just
yeah,
thinking
that's
about my own
scary to
death.
think about.
It is, isn't it? I hope I'm
so
not causing
scary.
any panic attacks
But the
right now.
bright side is it won't. If that is the case, I don't think it is. But if there's no consciousness after our last breath, it won't bother you because you won't be there to be
matter.
bothered.
You won't
Absolutely.
even
And I'm getting
know.
comfortable with that idea too, the older I get. But it just, you know, I just like, I always wanted to believe in paranormal things, and it just, I could never really get there. There was some like block and like just feeling too cynical and upset with like having led to believe one thing and that being bullshit. And, you know, just like knowing in my heart it was not true, and just not knowing where to go next, and like not really trusting spirituality or anything either. So it took, I think, you know, having a kid really changes your brain. And I had a kid in 2018, and then I decided to do this high dose mushroom trip in 2019.
Yeah.
Cool.
That really fucking took me for a ride.
Whoa.
Ride of a lifetime that, like, I couldn't even tell you a thing that took place or like a message, but like the next day I had millions of messages and I was like, okay, I know all these things to be true now.
Whoa.
Yes. And a big one was feeling very much like there was a cyclical nature to everything. So I started to think about reincarnation quite a bit and being like, well, that makes complete sense right now. Like, and then my therapist kind of pointed me in the direction of a book called Many Lives, Many Masters.
Yes.
And that's about someone who, you know, interviews someone who's having all these past life memories. Wow. And I decided to get hypnotized to sort of like think about, to like channel my past lives.
Cool.
And it was really cool. Like the weird thing about, I know that like hypnotism works on me. There was a moment where she was just testing it on me because, you know, it doesn't work on some brains. Yeah. And she said something about like, now you'll open your eyes or something, and I couldn't. And then she was like, she hadn't like said whatever the word was or something.
She didn't say Simon.
Whoa.
Simon
says open your eyes.
She hadn't like counted down yet or whatever the cue was. And I was like, I cannot open my eyes. This is... I wasn't panicked. I was like relaxed, but like can't do it.
Oh,
wait,
man.
And then like
when
after
you said
that, I was like,
I just knew that Betsy can be hypnotized too.
What?
I feel like you could. I just had
You
like
think so?
I feel like you definitely could.
Oh my God.
and it's interesting. LA is like the hub for that. They have their like school is here where they like learn how to do it. So they're
Really?
all the certified people are in LA. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Let's get hypnotized,
Pretty
Marcy.
convenient.
Oh,
LA is a
absolutely.
fantastic place to have a spiritual awakening. It's also a perfect place to get, you know, scooped up by a cult.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
I would say for a lot of healing, whether it's like Western medicine, Eastern medicine, spirituality, like LA has it all. Like
Absolutely.
truly, like
Covers the gamut. Yeah.
whatever ails you, you come here and someone will at least try.
Yes,
Try to help.
absolutely.
Yes. Yeah.
If it's
Sorry.
tricking you or not. Yeah.
Yeah, some of it's trickery, whatever. But I interrupted you because you were saying yes.
So I did this the next day. I came back and we did this past life regression thing. And it's weird. I couldn't even really tell you that it was this big experience where I felt this thing and like I can't even tell you if what I saw was real. It's very hard to tell you whether I made it up or not.
Okay.
But some of the experiences were so in depth and like the feelings attached to the experiences that it's just like, why would I make that up? Like,
Yeah,
where
right.
did I
Yeah,
get
exactly.
this?
Like, yeah, why would you feel that way if
Yes.
you're making it up?
There was this particular feeling I had as for lack of a better term, a caveman. It was not.
Good.
It was a hunter-gatherer, wanderer type person with a group of other men. You know, the women of our whatever tribe were back at the camp, and we had gone like exploring in this cave, and I saw art on the wall for like the first time in my life in that person's life, and the feeling was this like intense emotional experience of having encountered another human that I had never seen and that I would never see, but like it was the memory, you know, like it's odd. It's almost like connection on social media, how we're all like able to connect now. And it's this exciting, like, oh, you know, the first time you ever got on the internet. A lot of people don't remember that right now, but like when I was 11, I remember being like, we're talking to someone in Italy and they said it's cold there. Oh my God, you know? And it's like, wow, connection. It's this weird human connection feeling that I felt as this hunter-gatherer man in a cave seeing art on a wall. And so I was like, wow, okay. So there's some interesting, at least lessons to be learned here, just like having assumed being in the bodies of these various people. And one of the people that I remember, I was in the body of a man in what I could assume was the 70s. And I have no there was no evidence around me to prove this, but I knew I was a serial killer.
Ooh,
and that was so fucked to feel the calm of being a serial killer.
What if you were like the Zodiac or something?
I have no
Ted
no idea.
Bundy.
I'd have to research because it was like I lived in a house in kind of the middle of nowhere.
Sounds about
it
right.
felt like Washington State or Oregon. Of course, there's tons of killers up there.
Dude.
Yeah. So it was just this, it was like this calm, serene feeling, but I knew I had killed people. And I was like, oh my God.
My
right?
God.
Isn't that awful?
Now, did you relay this to the person helping you do and I would be so curious as to what like spiritual teachers or people in touch with the other side or whatever to be like, what do you make of serial killers and their and not ability to have a soul, but like we always think of them as sort
I've
of
wondered about this too.
Yeah, like or is
just
it just
also having a kid, you're just terrified. Like, what if I give birth to the quote unquote Antichrist or like some horrible shithead who has no soul? I don't know. Like, what does it mean when someone is that either psychopathic or sociopathic? You know, at this point, there's not a ton of compassion for those people. I think we're building that compassion. We wouldn't fucking understand it,
and we wouldn't know how to rehabilitate.
Exactly. That is something I think about all the time. Is I was rehabilitating serial killers specifically.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, is it possible?
Because is it even possible if they're missing that like remorse and empathy? Like, is it even possible?
Is it worth all the emotional labor that women would have to do?
well, and we're so far away from even being able to conceive of what that would be because we don't study them; we kill them.
Right.
So we put them to death, and then if they're ever caught, that's what we do. Instead of saying, well, let's, I mean, people do study them, but not for as long as you could. I was going to say,
I just watched a Ghost Adventures where they were at John Wayne, or like a house that John Wayne Gacy was at or something, and a woman has his brain.
Holy shit.
Because they took it to study it for a while, and then this doctor kept it. And there's a part where Zach Baggins is like holding a chunk of his brain.
Oh, Lord. Oh,
it was
God.
so silly. And he's just like, I'm connecting with his spirit so hard right now.
So hard.
Oh, no.
So hard.
Oh,
it was just like in like shitty Tupperware. Just, it's wild.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
So yeah, I don't know. That experience kind of left me feeling like a little confused, but also like pretty interested.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it felt like, okay, this all makes sense. Like this whole cycling through lifetimes and all that. And then like, as far as like a ghost, like I still haven't gotten to see a ghost. But in the fall around Halloween.
Thinning of the veil.
Yeah.
My 3-year-old son described what he described a black man in his room. And my son has never used an adjective to describe someone's race ever. He did not mean like racially black. He meant like an all black person, like a shadow. And he said that he didn't have legs. I know.
Oh.
Can you imagine? He had never said anything like this to me ever. It was around then that he had his first nightmare where he told us a girl was trying to get me, and that was like the only description. And I was like, no.
I just got chills. Oh, isn't that so like wild and sad to be like, hey, welcome to anxiety, kid. Like, welcome to your mind.
Gonna be a long
your
life
mind
from
just
here.
like making you scared for no reason.
It's gonna
right
be
now.
scary. Sorry.
Oh no.
Yeah,
A
it was
shadow
terrifyingly
man.
sad. And then the shadow person. Well, I described it to my neighbor who's a witch, I would say, for sure.
Okay, party. Yeah.
Self-identifying? Or?
Yes, she identifies as a witch. And I I feel like being a witch is something anyone could really tap into. I mean, I'm such a different person than I was 4 years ago. This is so
Isn't
insane.
that incredible?
But I'm like, well, not only are witches fantastic, but I want to be one.
But even just to go back to the 4 years ago feeling, it's like so much has happened and unfolded in the last 4 years that to not believe in these possibilities makes life seem bleak.
Exactly. And absolutely the possibilities are what makes life more comfortable and livable for me.
And hopeful.
And honestly, yes. And honestly, it's gone in hand with my having healed from PTSD, which was like identified in therapy probably about 5-6 years ago. And like as these things have been healed for me, I feel like I've become more spiritual and open to all these things.
Right.
Yeah. So back to my neighbor who's a witch. I told her about my son having seen the man, and she said, "Oh, that's a shadow person." And I was like, "Shadow person? It has a word. It has a name." And I was like, "Oh fuck, okay."
You're learning a new language now, buddy.
Yeah. And she was like, "I used to see them all the time as a kid, and I still see them every once in a while."
Whoa.
And I'm like, "Oh fuck." Okay.
Yeah, cool, man. Cool.
Yeah.
I know.
You see them in my house all the time, or what?
Did she tell you anything about what she believes them to be?
I don't remember. I don't remember what she said.
You blocked that part out. Got it.
Absolutely. I want to say something about, like about souls living in the space, but that's kind of based on a million different movies and TV shows that I've seen. But like, yeah, I'm so attracted to like past life stuff, past life memories. Like I'm constantly like ears pricked, ready for Jonah to be like, for my son to be like, "My name is Maurice and I'm 42," or
Yes, I live in France. Yeah.
My
Start
daughter
speaking
Belle.
French.
Yeah.
Yes.
She went and lived in a castle.
Everyone called me crazy old Maurice.
I'm an inventor. My daughter got
Gaston was a
kidnapped.
prick, man.
Now I do end
Gaston
up
had me
liking her.
killed.
Yeah, I do end up liking her kidnapper eventually.
Yes.
But
Yes.
Yes.
We all learn a big lesson.
Yeah. So yeah, I do find myself hoping that he'll have had like past life memories, but of course, you got to be careful with that.
Yeah.
Suggesting.
now,
Were you in World War One at all? Do you remember that? Come on.
any chance your plane went down in flames? Now, when he saw the shadow person, did he have any other, like, was it just he saw it and that was it, or did he have any feelings about it, or?
There was a few lines of questioning, and I feel like he saw it a couple nights in a row. It was something along the lines of, like, I'd ask him if the person scared him, and he said yes. And then I was like, well, I know.
So
and
sad.
then I would ask him, like, well, what was he doing? Was he mean? And he's like, no, he wasn't mean. He wasn't doing anything. And I was like, okay, well, that's good. Like, maybe he didn't mean to scare you.
Right.
And it was like, and I think that's as far as it went at that point. I want to say he also described, like, the color green around the person or something like that.
Whoa.
I should have written all this down. I'm an idiot. At the time, I was like, and now I'm like, I don't know. It was like green or something.
Some green mist or something, whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, what do? Put it in their baby book,
Yes, I know. The cute little quotes.
The lock of his hair, and then a description of the thing he saw in his room.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Whoa.
So that's the deal. And then I want to say just this last week, I feel like, okay, have you guys seen the Brandon, what's his name? Do you guys know anything about this? The Hollywood Medium. Do you guys know about this guy?
Tyler,
Sorry, not Brandon.
The little
Again,
kid or something.
Tyler and Brandon are very much the high school boy names from our
The same
era.
thing.
So
okay,
it's,
Tyler Henry.
yes.
Oh,
his
yeah,
name.
yeah.
So he has a new show on Netflix. I had never seen the other show. I didn't even know who he was. And it was something like, the show is called something like Life After Death or something.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Life After Death with Tyler Henry. And I was like, oh, is this another past life show? Like, I want to see that again. Like, I want to see whatever the next season is. But it was this instead. And I was like a little turned off. I was like, oh, God. But then I got totally sucked in and like watched the whole thing, and he's incredible. And his mannerisms are like a little bit like, oh boy. But he's like, I'm just like, I cannot tell how authentic you're being. You know what I mean?
That's what I always got from I only watched a handful of his stuff.
Yeah.
Where it was just like, I don't know, man.
He's like this precocious. He seems like a precocious 11-year-old, like trying to get attention a little bit.
Yeah.
Very much giving like young millennial YouTube kid.
Yes. And then I watched, for a few episodes, and then like, I don't know what it is, but the second I hear about a hardship, this happens when I watch Drag Race too. The second I hear about a hardship, I'm like, I love you. I love him. I
Same,
believe
where it's
everything.
like, oh my God, I'm rooting for you, even if they're like monsters.
Yes.
You overcame something. I love it.
Right. Yeah.
He's had like all these health problems, and he was like, of course, bullied in high school for being gay and a medium. And
That's a pretty tough double whammy for sure.
Yeah. And it was like, oh, I believe him. And like, it just... I feel like this is like sadly the best evidence I've seen of like after death.
Does he is he working with just civilians? Because he used to do celebrities, and he would always pretend like he didn't know who they were. And I was like,
exactly.
In what world?
No, he did. He did work with civilians this time. They would pick random people off of his wait list that had like been like, I would love to connect. A lot of these people had friends or family that had died in very big televised ways. Like,
oh, no.
Yeah. And one person, like
a 9/11 or something.
Yes. The mass shooting in Las Vegas with the country music concert.
Yes. Ugh.
One of the people, their friend had died there.
What?
One woman's like whole family had died in a mudslide that was very like televised.
Oh my God.
And she was like in the mudslide too.
Oh
like
my
it was
God.
like everyone was like buried in mud, and like she survived. It was horrifying.
Oh my God.
And just the way he would like, oh God, it was crazy. The things that he would like know, and some of those people were just like, yeah, I've not even told anyone about that. Like no one would know anything.
Wow.
So I believe him. I believe his
I believe him.
I believe
his
him.
gift is real, and I don't know. And I do feel like there's a purpose, It's not just like impressing people. It's more like so many of these people feel so broken about these deaths. And then it's like, here's the deal. Like no one blames you or whatever, There's no guilt in the there's no like, why did you do that in the afterlife? Everyone's just sort of like how you would think they would be. None of this worldly shit matters anymore. you know?
Yeah.
It's just like, I love you and I miss you and we'll be together,
Oh,
and it's very sweet.
Especially when you think about so much of what we on this earth strive for is like, whether it be like get married, have children, have a career. And once you are taken out of this corporal form, you're like, well, I don't really think a marriage certificate or a job or a paycheck like actually mattered. Like loving people, yeah. Having bonds, absolutely. But the other stuff, it's like, what did you really interrupt? If you didn't pick me out of the mudslide, like, what? So I didn't get to finish my career as an accountant, like, or even like a musician, whatever it is, to be like, yeah, it's fine, it's okay, I miss you, but my connection to you still stays, even though you don't get to be in my presence.
Totally. This one woman had lost like a 5-year-old, and it was, absolutely devastating. And the way she died, oh my God, I can't even talk about it. It was just an accident. It was just so cool to hear him say like her soul matured. Like it's like she's not 5 forever. that's not how it works.
Yeah.
Which I thought was cool. Whoa. If it's true.
Yeah. I mean, could never imagine the torture to be a survivor of that.
I know.
Like,
I know. And like, the siblings, like, we're all like going through some guilt and all that.
And that's where it is. It's like, it's here on Earth where people are feeling suffering. I don't know that whoever has passed or died, they have that feeling, because they're like, well, now I see it all and you guys are going to be fine. I know, like, but to be the survivor of that, oh my God.
Right.
They need Tyler so badly.
Exactly. Yeah. I'm like grateful for his existence, and like he has all these health problems, and I'm like, God, I hope he doesn't like die soon.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Now I gotta watch this show.
You gotta watch the show.
Me too. Shit.
It's good, especially, if you're interested in this stuff. I was gonna ask you guys, like, for me, having this podcast, and if this isn't the part of the podcast where I should ask this, let me know.
Go, where?
But like having my podcast about sex has like really enriched my life and changed the way I think about so many things. And I just know so much more about like sex workers' rights and all that stuff. And I'm just so open to like anything, basically. And I'm just wondering like what having this show has done for you guys psychologically and emotionally. And like if you feel more hope, or if you feel just like 100 times more scared.
I will say it has opened me up a lot more about believing stuff, like kind of anything. Because I was always like, I believe in ghosts and stuff, but I was like, I don't know about like Bigfoot or whatever. But now it's like, well, why not? It's fun. Like, and who knows? There could be a Bigfoot out there, and it's chilled me out in the sense of not every ghost is scary.
Yes.
Yes.
That's been a big thing of where I was like, I don't want to see any ghosts still. I don't need that shit.
I think it would scare the shit out of me, yeah.
I do worry that I would just like lose my mind maybe if I saw something like that.
Yeah. That's true.
But it's like we've heard so many stories of it being like a really nice visit or message or something.
That's true.
Which has chilled me out a little bit.
That's good.
Yeah. And it has like kind of, I go through waves of what I think. Some days I'll be like, that's it. This is it. We're done. We die and we're gone. Mm-hmm. Our brain stops. That's it. Mm-hmm. But then some days I'm like, I'm going to be a ghost and I'm going to haunt the shit out of people and I can't wait. Like, I don't know. It's,
you want to haunt people?
Yes. Especially monoagapian. I'm gonna really have some fun.
Why?
And Marcy. I'm gonna hunt Marcy. I'll hunt you if you want. I'll hunt everybody.
Oh my God. Well, yeah, if you die like soon.
If you and Tyler Henry,
then like, just hang out. Like, just be like, Kelly,
okay,
surreal. And I'll be like, fuck. Hi, Betsy.
Hey. I'm gonna go scream at your kid. Bye.
Bye. What about you, Marcy?
Thank you for asking. It's weird. I feel like any kind of what used to be very, very fun spookiness about it has slowly dissolved. Every now and then we get like some really spooky stuff that gives you
shit.
It gives you that feeling of like that's a bad thing that's creepy, but I enjoy the feeling of the fear,
Yeah.
Like I'm safe right now.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm this is my version of being at a great haunted house hearing this story, right? But like Betsy said, there are so many stories that are really nice and uplifting and also just like to reiterate, the possibilities are much bigger than we realized, and even people's ability to tap into stuff, whether it's synchronicities or psychic abilities or stuff that seems really like metaphysical powers, but are like, no, it actually makes sense in the human existence. If we even just think of like how animals communicate and interact and how like animals can as a group have like reactions, it's like, oh, why wouldn't humans be able to pick up on these little like micro messages from each other without having to say things. Of course we're able to do that. Of course mother's intuition isn't just moms being highly anxious. There's something
something there, man,
that is both scientific and, you know, a spiritual thing. And just to be like, we're at a time right now where maybe that is very important to know that we have those tools. And I don't know, like, yeah, I've definitely become one of those typical like LA people who in a lot of ways you are very eye rolly, but I've also moved past a lot of that stuff to be like, it's not, you don't have to pay for anything. Whatever.
Absolutely. Yeah. Do not pay for TM or whatever. Like, just
all of this stuff is like you already have all the stuff. You don't need to get a cauldron. You don't need to like, you know, bathe in blood.
Unless you want to burn something safely, then you get a cauldron.
Exactly. It's the same. I feel like it's the exact same for like a dinner party. Like you can go as fancy and cutesy and put placemats and table like little like cards for people's names, or you can just invite people over. Either way, you can have a fun time and you can get, you know, some conversation going. And that is a bad analogy for...
No, it makes sense to me.
For like...
It does. Like bells and whistles. Like you don't need all that shit.
If you like it,
and you don't need to follow a specific person. You know, the second you start finding yourself being like, oh my God, I just Oprah or whatever, you know, like it's just like it's not a great path to obsess over one messenger. Because there's so many, and the message that I take from all the different people that I've, you know, listened to over the years is just like that it's all within yourself. And your relationship with the spiritual world is within yourself.
Yeah.
I mean, and like they kind of give you just tools to help, like, help yourself.
Believe in like symbolic rituals in certain ways, like, but it's just like the same things that any writers do. Like when we procrastinate, how we start like possibly cleaning or rearranging things and organizing. But I do think that even though that is a procrastination tactic, it's also a like tangible way for our brain to start like moving things around for creativity to flow. And I think that when people have like negative hauntings,
I gotta remember that.
Yeah, I mean, because you do it already, right? Like
I do it all the time, right? I have something to do, and I'm like, well, I better clean and rearrange the cups.
But I do
call the 3 people that I need to call.
You know what I really think it's doing though, in those moments when you're like doing that kind of manual procrastination, I think it's letting another part of your brain that isn't as loud in your head. I think it's letting that part do some work for you.
Yeah. I like that.
Yes.
And then similarly with like, you know, with if there's like something going on in your spiritual life or maybe a haunting in your house, I think literally like cleaning out the cobwebs is like a good way to be like, this is not where energy stays. We're cleaning it out. We're moving things around. I'm making this space is mine. And sorry, spookies. You gotta get to going.
Yeah, definitely. Have you guys ever heard of Jessa Reed?
No.
She's a stand-up comedian that was starting to have like some success. That I heard her on the Duncan Trussell Family Show or Family Hour or whatever it is, and she had like, she basically has turned into this person who's like constantly relaying messages from the spirit world. And, like, yeah, well, and she was always this person. She just was like, I'll do comedy too, but she, you know, her whole thing was like, I had a near-death experience as a meth addict. You know, she did crossover. She had that whole thing that people talk about, and like she met these guides and they were kind of like, you could be done or you could go back and like have an amazing assignment.
Whoa.
What?
And then she came back in the hospital and was still a meth addict after that for like another year or so, I think. But then when she finally came out of it, she was able to start relaying messages from these guides. They would come, like they still talk to her. And she has this really cool podcast called, AOD. what does it stand for? I can't remember. It's called AOD. Her name is Jessa Reed. And I just like, I listen to her like energy readings every month now, where she's just like
Awakening OD.
Yes, Awakening OD. And OD is like something department, like orientation department. Yeah, Awakening Orientation Department. So if you feel like you've had a spiritual awakening, like go see Jessa. Or go check it out and see if any of it resonates and it like trips an awakening for you. Because yeah, I definitely feel like I had some sort of an awakening in the last several years, and just hearing her talk about reality and the way things are, it just makes me feel a lot more comfortable, really. Yeah. Just like being alive and being like, you know, she sort of predicted COVID, but in ways that are not like constructive, you know, like she couldn't like tell us a virus was coming. She like felt some particular energy or whatever. She's just such a non-bullshitter and just a grump, you know, in like a fun way. Yes. I really like her, and I feel like she's the one that sort of implanted that idea of like, don't get obsessed with me. Don't get obsessed with any of these people. Like, we're just like these messengers. None of us are special. Like, it's in you. You're doing it.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's someone I listen to regularly that's continuing to brainwash me.
While saying, please don't let me.
Don't just follow me.
Yeah, don't let me.
Have you ever watched I Survived from Beyond, I think?
I need to watch that. Because is that a near-death experience?
Yeah, remember, so I think it is, maybe it's Beyond and Back. I gotta look it up, sorry. Yes, I Survived Beyond and Back. I believe there's only there's 2 seasons, and it is a spin-off of the I Survived series, you know, where people tell their horrific, like, whether it's like
my legs were chopped up by like a boat.
Yeah, and I like crawled out of a fucking valley.
Yeah, or it'll be like, you know, I was stabbed in my face 100 times and I just played dead until my nephew left, or and also like the ones that like I was trapped in the wilderness and I got hypothermia.
I can't handle that, man.
So it's all horrific, but these are stories of people who have died and were on like having an experience, a near-death experience, or I guess it's not even a near-death. They did die.
Wow.
And then coming back, and all of them there's so many similarities in so many, and then there are a few where you're like, oh, they went somewhere bad.
Oh no. And you're like, okay, so there's a bad
they were one. Like, well, didn't want that to be my experience, so I came back. Luckily,
started donating.
I changed my ways. I quit smoking.
All right, Ebenezer Scrooge.
But it stopped having sex with a prostitute. As if that was the way to avoid hell.
Yeah, I don't think that's
not the way. No.
That is the thing that I will argue with people sometimes. Like, who cares?
Yeah, there's so many things that people are like, those are sins. It's like, no, those aren't the sins.
I think even like
if there are
not
sins,
the sins, dude.
But even
those
like,
aren't them.
Even like our liberal friends and stuff would be like, okay, so in your 20s, you would get dressed up, wear a lot of eyeliner, go purposely get drunk at a bar so that you could hook up with someone because that's what you wanted. You had no emotional connection to them except maybe you were hung up later because you thought it meant something, whatever. That's what we did in our 20s, right? What if instead of that, you're like, I'm gonna spend $200 and I'm gonna, instead of drinking tonight, I'm gonna go pay someone because I want physical intimacy. Mm-hmm. Like, how is that? How is one better than the other? Mm-hmm. Except for one is a little safer because it could be safer at least if we like decriminalized sex work.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, none of that stuff is bad. Basically any of the sex stuff, if it's two consenting adults, it's all fine.
It's all fine.
Yeah.
It's all fine.
All the sex stuff is great.
Yeah, that's the point of our podcast too. It's just,
Here we are. We arrived.
Gosh, that's all these like we've had Santina Muha on with a near death experience, but like putting the call out, we need more people with.
Yeah, I love hearing about those. That is so interesting to me. Thank God I haven't experienced. I mean,
right.
It would be great if I had, but also I'm glad I have.
Yeah, you're glad to not be on the near part of it, right?
Yes, exactly.
Right. Oh, God.
Yeah.
It is so interesting that they're similar. You know, like a lot of them are very similar to each other, where it is like, yeah, what is that?
Yeah.
Even if it's just our brains.
Yeah, what is that?
That's so interesting that even all of our brains are doing that
The same
thing.
shit.
Or to like full circle this, like you had a trip that opened you up to the stuff.
Right.
Why when people trip specifically on shrooms, do they start having these, or like DMT,
Yeah.
ayahuasca? What is it about these? I mean, I guess it's like, that's just the way it makes you feel, but there's so many other, we're so different in so many other ways. Why are people having this specific type of experience?
Absolutely. People call it like death practice, basically. It's kind of like you're practicing dying when you do those high doses, or when you take DMT too. I've never taken DMT. That's a little bit of a too far step for me at this point.
It sounds so intense. It sounds too intense.
If like some scientists, like researchers were like, yeah, we'll make sure that you'll be fine. Maybe.
Yeah.
But
And if it was like a
chance
particular kind of therapy or whatever.
Yeah, there's always a chance it could break your brain in a way.
That's what I worry about, like coming to and being like, oh my God, I can't do anything.
I think that, I mean, I read that book, How to Change Your Mind by Michael Pollan a couple times in a row because I got really obsessed with all this. And, you know, there's some concerns, but it's mainly if you are someone who is schizophrenic and doesn't know it, then you might have a problem. But if you don't have any of those mental illnesses beforehand, like you cannot. Like,
Lucky.
you can't do that. Yeah.
Lucky dog.
Like, it really, if it's a one-time experience, it can't fuck you up. Like, it may be over like a series of chemical overdoses, then some changes could happen. But I really don't think it's possible.
It sounds like we've heard it enough on this podcast that it sounds like shrooms are actually maybe the safest.
Really? Yeah.
It's
Interesting.
out there, kind of.
Yeah. And it's so interesting to me that we have these receptors in our brain that are like ready to catch and like hug the shrooms and be like, come in here. I know what to do with you. It's like, yes, we're friends. We're old friends from the earth. You remember me. I'm the mushrooms. Now we come from the earth together.
We're natural.
And also from space, of course. Yes.
Don't forget space.
Now, when you decided to do it, was it for any specific reason or was it just for funsies?
I think it was like, I did start reading those books, the Michael Pollan book. And I knew that like I was coming out of that first year of motherhood where you're just sort of like completely reinventing yourself a little or losing your identity and then regaining it and then trying to figure out what is the new Kelly or whoever you are. And it seemed like a really great like start in the right direction. And I also like, it's just been proven to help so many people. And I had struggled like with anxiety issues for so long. And I was like, this could really, really do something for me, I think. And we'll see what that thing is. And I've had quote unquote terrible experiences on mushrooms in the past, but I chalk that up to being in the wrong setting and with the wrong people and like, not like that they were bad people, but like that I needed to be with someone who was sober, to be like, hey, you're okay. You know what I mean? And that's what I did.
Oh, I'm curious.
We did it kind of in this like therapeutic setting where it was like 6 of us or so that did the mushrooms and then 2 people were there to kind of babysit and facilitate. And we were all laying on the floor with eye masks on, listening to like a playlist, on headphones. And it was like, it was wild. And we would like get help to go to the bathroom and stuff. It was like a debilitating amount to where like you needed help to go to the bathroom.
Whoa. Yeah.
Yeah. Like a big chunk. Yeah.
How long does that last? I knew nothing about the
It's really
experience.
funny because when I finally came out of this really, really fucked up part of it, everyone was asleep. So I think it was like, probably like six hours or something for me. And I think for other people, it was more 3 to 4 or something.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's the part that would scare me, to be like, it's going to happen longer than I want it to happen.
Yeah.
I know. I think I'm really sensitive to those drugs. Like pot, I used to have like full panic attacks every time I smoked pot and be like, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? Like every time. Because everyone else is like, let's chill out and smoke. It's great. And I'd be like, this is not the experience I'm having.
Yeah,
I'm
same.
having, like,
I had that.
full
for
out-of-body panic attack.
No, you said you received messages. No.
Yes.
What do you care to
Yes.
tell us about that?
I can't wait to
Yes.
tell you some of these because some of them are really funny. One of them is everybody's sexy.
Yeah.
Everybody is sexy.
Good.
I like it.
Absolutely every person on earth is sexy. And except kids.
Yes.
That's
Yeah,
the disclaimer.
That's the disclaimer.
Did it
That's a
disclaim
disclaimer.
it when you
Yes.
were tripping? I'm like, except kids, of course. Come on.
You came
Absolutely
out of it.
not.
We're like, as a sober person, I
Yes.
do recognize.
Because I did consider calling my podcast that, and I was like, so everybody's sexy, and then there was just this like, it's like this too shall pass thing that I never really absorbed. That like I just understood in a molecular way because I witnessed it. Like I witnessed all these things that were really important to me. It like they stopped existing. And I lived in this like really intense sadness. And then I got sucked into this like weird wormhole where I felt like I was kind of turning in on myself over and over again into infinity, but it wasn't infinity. I came out of it, you know, and it felt like proof that whatever this consciousness is changes. And nothing is forever. Like there's no, like that's why we can't even, the concept of forever is not sustainable for, like our brains can't process it because it's not sustainable. You just like it changes. Everything changes. Yeah, that was my perception. And every time I go to the beach, I remember it because the waves come in and out.
Yeah.
And it's like, this
that.
is it. And it keeps, oh man, it keeps showing up in different ways. Like, contractions during childbirth. Like I've definitely met people who had childbirth experiences where they didn't have breaks between contractions and they just turned into like, you know, a crazy person just screaming bloody murder for like an hour. But
Yeah.
for me, my experience was, and most people's experience is, you climb this ladder of pain and then you come down and then there's this like rest. And then it's time to push again. And your body is going through this wave, just like the ocean, just like the contraction and expansion of the universe, just like everything. Like it was just all, I understood it molecularly, you know? So that was like a really, really big one. And there was also this, I got these messages. You get these messages via feeling, sort of like how in dreams, you know, you like get something. One of the messages was just like, oh God, it's so funny and sad that we think like the way we look matters. And like, it was so funny and sad too that we thought that like we were any different from someone that lived on the other side of a border.
Yeah.
Obviously borders don't exist at all. Like it is a complete, like everything that's a construct was just very apparent, you know?
Yes. Yeah.
Gender, all of it. Gender, sexuality, nationality, all of it.
Yeah.
So it was good. It was very
Yeah. Do you
enriching.
feel it like, especially with that, like that forever is always, everything's changing for, like, did
Yeah.
it chill you out? Have you
Yes.
had these moments of where it's like, oh shit, I'm
Yes.
way calmer now.
Absolutely.
God,
I
that's
stopped
awesome.
taking Zoloft like immediately.
Whoa.
And I was actually on Zoloft when I did this, which people have said like, oh, it can like mellow out your mushroom trip if you're on these SSRIs or whatever.
Wow.
I went back to my psychiatrist like 2 months later. Of course, the pandemic hit 3 months later after that. But I was like, I'm done. Like, I'm stoked. Like, everything rules. Like, I figured it out. Baby.
That is so cool.
Yeah. And I will say it was a really nice tool to have going into the pandemic because at least the depression didn't catch up with me for a while.
Yeah.
At least for a little while.
Yeah.
I was recently at a session with my psychiatrist, and she was like, well, so I've been a lot busier lately, so we're doing a few things differently. I was like, I bet you are busy. I bet you're real busy.
Raking it in, baby.
Oh, yeah. She's
Everyone's freaking out.
counting those pandemic bucks for sure.
Dude.
You know, I've had this thought before, and I had it definitely not doing mushrooms, but I had like a moment of like, aha, where I was like, beauty is an impermanent state, and everyone has moments of beauty, and some people have a lot more of like what we call like the societal beauty norms or whatever
standards.
yeah, but like we're all like everybody has these moments of beauty, and then there's just normal, and also beauty's not that important too.
Yes. I remember me and Megan Nuringer were having a conversation once, and she was like, beauty's a trap. And I was like, it is a trap.
That is one thing that like with like, not to be, I have a few like kind of not, I don't know if they would be controversial because I haven't said it in front of a lot of people, but a few things that I think are one that like this body positivity, like everybody's beautiful. It's like, why the fuck do I owe my beauty to anyone? Like, I don't care. Like, what if I can be ugly and still respected? Is that crazy?
Absolutely. That's the full circle that I came around to too with body positivity.
Yeah, to be
I was like, I don't have to fucking love my body. Like, I don't have to love everybody's, like, we're just gotta be like, just stop making it a bad thing.
Exactly. Or like to be like, oh, someone's showing a lot of skin, so that means it's like, what? Who cares? Like,
anything.
Who gives
if you
a
want
shit,
to, sure,
man?
but like
It's
that,
on you, bro.
absolutely. And then the other thing I think is that we are living in a time of extreme labeling. Things
absolutely.
and they have to have niche labels, and like, you know, whether it is sexuality or neurodivergent
Splintering.
or it's just so much, and people are holding on to it so tightly because finally there's some validation for something that made them feel different, and they don't feel alone in it.
Yeah.
And also they want people to respect that they're, you know, the way they process or the way they feel or the way they are going to move through life will be specific to their own.
Yes.
But also it's like none of that's permanent. Like,
absolutely. I think my therapist helped me with this last year when I had a few different big realizations. I had like a big, I'm being non-anonymous here, but I had like an Overeaters Anonymous. Like I was like, I'm going to start going to these meetings because I feel like I have this overeating problem. And she's like, you know what? Like, take what you identify with and like move on, you know, like you don't have to be that for the rest of your life. You know, you don't have to be. And obviously this works for some people different ways, of course, with recovery problems, but like, you don't have to be in recovery forever. You don't have to be like, I also got diagnosed with ADHD, which was huge for me. And I was like, fuck, oh, thank God. And I definitely like fell down the Instagram rabbit hole of neurodivergence.
yes.
And was like, oh God, it me, you know. But then like, yeah, you just kind of need to take what you needed and move on, because yeah, it is interesting. There's so many different things that I've like claimed as a label and then have let go, you know? Like, I'm like, I'm bisexual, God damn it. And okay, I don't really need to talk about that anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just because, like, I think it's just an overcorrection because everyone was like, you don't exist. The feelings you have don't exist. You know, about bisexuality in particular. There's all this, like, bi erasure stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, I exist, and I don't need to talk about it anymore. Basically.
Yeah.
Not constantly, at least.
I feel like with sexuality, it's like, we got to stop labeling. None of it means anything, ultimately, because you could change your mind in 5 minutes.
Exactly.
Like, you just haven't walked in the right room, that's all.
Exactly. You gotta walk in that room and be like, whoa, that person
You didn't
I'm
meet the right
into.
Yeah, your tits haven't popped off yet.
Oh.
This is fascinating.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
would you be interested in listening to a listener submitted story?
Oh my God, I can't wait. Let's hear it.
I'm going to pull one up.
Hi, Betsy and Marcy. While I'm sitting in a long line of cars waiting to have the privilege of picking up my daughter from school, I wanted to share with you a few different stories of, I guess I'd say, intuition. The first, when I was little and people would ask me how many siblings I had or if I had any siblings. Even though I had one sister, I always wanted to add to that, or felt compelled to add to that I had a brother who passed away. And I rationalized it as when my mom was pregnant with my sister, she originally had twins and she miscarried one. My sister's still here. So I guess I thought in my head, well, maybe that's where that came from, but that wasn't, I didn't know if that was a male or female baby. So I don't know where this whole brother thing came from, but it was constant in my mind anytime anybody asked me. So my parents split up when I was 13, and then when I was 18, my mother got remarried. And my stepfather had 2 sons. My dog's whining now. One evening when I was sleeping, I woke up, I sat straight up in bed and was thinking about my stepfather. And I later learned that at about the time I sat straight up in bed, my stepfather learned that my stepbrother had passed away. And a while later, when somebody asked me about siblings, and I said I had a sister and one stepbrother, and didn't really feel like sharing that I had another stepbrother who had passed away, I felt like all of that had connected, and that it made sense. That somehow when I was younger, I knew in my heart that I would have a brother who would pass away. That's uplifting. Here's another one that's also so uplifting. I did grow up with a boy who was almost like a sibling. He came to all kinds of family events. He even came to Disney with my parents and me. This is prior to my sister being born. And just like siblings too, we fought a lot, and we were both pretty frustrated with each other. He was jealous that I had my parents. I was jealous that he had my parents' attention. We were both in the same grade in high school. We had some classes together, but for like 3 years of high school, we pretty much avoided each other's friend groups and all of that. And one day I was sitting behind him in history class, and I felt compelled to write him a letter. And so I did. I passed him a note, and it said, "Hey, I've been thinking about you. I feel really badly that, we had all these experiences as kids together, and we've just been ignoring each other for years." And he wrote back and he said, "Yeah, I have been thinking those same thoughts, and it'd be really cool if we hung out." And we left it at that. It was like a Friday. And the following day, he was in a car accident. And to this day, he remains, this is 20-something years later, he remains in a twilight coma. He is not able to communicate. And I am forever grateful that we did communicate about less than 24 hours before that happened. The last super uplifting story I'll leave you with is that it took a long time for me to get pregnant. And then when I did, everything was great. Like, everything seemed fine. I had some normal pregnancy symptoms, and I had all my tests, and all my tests were great. And I had my ultrasound around 12 weeks, 13 weeks, and everything was great. And so then around, usually if you're like 18 weeks to 20-ish weeks, that's when you have the anatomy ultrasound, and you find, everyone says, "Oh, is it a girl or a boy?" And you celebrate the genitals. But what you're really celebrating more than that is the health of the fetus. So everything was fine. I will go back to that. Everything was fine. And I pulled into the parking lot for this ultrasound, and I just felt like, if I go in there and they tell me I'm having a male baby, something is very wrong, because I'm supposed to have a female baby. I don't know. I'd had dreams about it. Just for some reason, I felt like this wouldn't be the right order of events, and something's dreadfully wrong. And unfortunately, I was right. We went in, my husband and I, and the ultrasound tech was all bubbly and then started the test and was no longer in a good place and started looking around for a doctor. And ultimately, we learned things were pretty catastrophically wrong with the baby's heart and a number of other things. So, and then they said, do you want to know if it's a boy or girl? And we said yes, and it was a boy. And so we lost that baby. He holds a huge, huge place in my heart, and I will always have a very large connection to him. I just knew he wasn't going to be in this world. The child I am waiting for now is born female. My child is they, them, but, physically that was the case. And I had tried again for over a year and did infertility treatments for my child. And just one day I knew I was going to take a pregnancy test, and ultimately this child would be born, and that would be the sex of the child. So all that fun, happy stuff, but it is happy. We all have our hard times and we move forward, and that's where I am today. So thank you for listening. And if you play this, thank you for playing it. And I wonder if other people have had similar thoughts and feelings in their life too. Take care.
Holy shit. I mean, those intuitions are really incredible. This person is so like, I don't know, like those kinds of messages never stick with me in a way where I'm like, yeah, that's going to mean something. Do you know what I mean?
That's what I always feel whenever people are like, oh, I had like a premonition dream. I'm always like, how do you know? Like, if it's, yeah, I don't understand that, because it's like, I feel, I would be like, oh, I thought that? All right. I had no idea. Like, I don't remember thinking that.
Most of it has got to be in hindsight, though.
Right. Oh, totally.
Yeah,
that she's like remembers that she had that. That's true. I mean, I did have a lot of thoughts when I had my kid that I was like, I'm not going to have a boy, but then I was. And so it's like, it just didn't mean anything in that.
Right. Yeah. If it
but
like
then
all
again, like, I guess he could still be trans, but it's also like, I don't see that happening at this point. But who knows,
Yeah.
Could mean something.
But God, those a lot of sad stuff.
Really sad stories in her
I-
life.
I feel like there's so few people who are in the second guy's situation.
Yeah.
With a twilight coma.
I didn't know that people kept 20 years.
That's
Still around.
And I assume, I don't know exactly what twilight coma means, but I would assume that means there must be brain activity.
Right. They're not a total quote unquote vegetable.
Yeah, there must be some.
I'm going to look it up though, because
because I watched that movie. The most like knowledge I have about it is that movie Talk to Her, that Spanish film that's about this like matador woman that was in a coma. And then this other woman that's in a coma. It was like these interesting like parallel stories. One of them made it, one of them didn't, but it was like this really scary, weird, like you would see like flashbacks to their lives before the accidents and stuff.
Whoa. Oh, God.
Yeah.
Well, I can only find like twilight anesthesia and not
Twilight coma.
Yeah, it's because
Twilight anesthesia. You're kind of in and out.
a thing they used to do when women get, like my mom, her births with us were twilight, where they are sedated, they're conscious but sleepy, so they don't remember anything. So it's not that they don't feel pain, they just don't remember it.
This is an episode of Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, so they
gotta not.
So they're still like there and pushing and talking and whatever, but then like it's kind of like sleepy, and they can fall. It's almost like, like the zombie thing people, the urban legend or actual true of like whenever they like someone blows a drug into your face and you become like a zombie for like.
Oh, scopolamine. Scopolamine is the drug.
Thank you.
What?
Thank
I've never
you.
heard of this
Well,
zombie
I used to work
thing.
at Vice, and I was a video editor there, and we did a whole series about scopolamine. And they actually use it as a patch you put behind your ear to prevent seasickness. But it has to be a teeny, 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 tiny dose. Like anything more, and you're just like, sure, I'll get you into my bank account, whatever you want. You know,
zombie.
Wait,
Yeah,
really?
Zombie.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think that's exactly how the Twilight anesthesia works, but
Right.
But I think your body reacts to it
In the
sort
same
of
way.
similarly. Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, there are stories of what they call like zombie people who were drugged for so long and just so they were like families thought they were dead and then they were just like drugged for years and being made to like essentially
That is so scary.
That is
like
the worst
slaves,
thing I
yeah.
can think of.
That is so
Yes.
scary.
And you're like a baby. You're not developing any memories. You're just living. Like
Yes.
you're
That
just
is so
you're just like a piece of meat out
scary.
there.
this
My
is
God.
what?
like we were saying earlier with like the serial killer thing. It's like what are the souls of the people who do that? Like what is
Yeah.
going on with them? Like, you know,
Yeah, because part of
Why?
consciousness is these memories, you know.
yeah.
So without your memory, yeah, oh God, yeah.
or the
that
people
gets
who
into
want to do it to other people. Like what makes you want to harm another person that way or
Yeah.
control? I don't know. Also, have you guys ever watched The Killing Season? It's an A&E docuseries.
No, A&E,
No.
man. A&E is full
Is
of
it
fun,
good?
isn't it?
It's it starts off
Wait.
following the Long Island serial killer, like or not following.
I did
but, like,
watch it.
and then
Killing season.
pretty soon it kind of diverts to all truckers. A lot of truckers can be serial killers, guys, and you would never know it because they're traveling interstate and they're picking
Yeah.
up people at truck stops and then killing them and dumping their bodies somewhere else, and they're never figured. No one ever figures out who they are. And you're like, and,
Yeah.
and that the FBI was like, yeah, at any given time, there's 200 active serial killers in the United States
Stop
alone.
it.
It's like
And I was one of them.
you were one of them.
Yeah, you were one of them.
I thought about it when you were saying that because when we were like Ted Bundy or Zodiac, it's like
I'm like, my guy wasn't discovered, I don't think.
exactly
Like,
like,
he just like
because
kept going.
we think of serial killers as like it's like once in a
Famous.
generation thing, but it's like no, you just don't know that they're connected.
Can't even. They just
is
never.
so
many just don't get
scary.
caught. Oh.
Yes,
Oh no.
I don't think they should do that. I don't think they should. I'm gonna just put it out there. I
Throw
don't.
it out there.
I don't
Say
think
it,
that you
say
guys
it.
should do this anymore.
Don't think you should do it. I
You
just
guys.
Oh.
I feel like you're looking for something that you're not actually going to find in taking someone's last breath.
Yes.
Okay.
I really do feel like, oh God, I want to dig into that psychology way more. Like, and be like, who hurt you? Like, what mommy neglected you? Like, it's gotta be mommy neglect, right? It's like, I didn't receive unconditional love.
Or some kind of abuse, torture situation. And
Yes.
for so many serial killers, they're like, and a head injury.
yeah, that
On
is a
top
big
of
thing.
it, yes. And in the case of that Night Stalker guy, it was like, oh, just watch your cousin like murder his wife. Like,
Also,
yeah,
they
that
made
was
him
one of
like
them.
sleep in a cemetery as punishment.
Yeah.
like,
they
that's
were,
abuse.
They were making
psychological
a serial
abuse
killer.
can turn you into a killer.
You know,
turns
spare
out.
the rod, spoil the
Turns
child.
out. So back to this woman. Holy crap! That was a series of absolute crazy. Not only
holy
huge tragedies
shit.
in her life, but like that's crazy. That is
Yeah.
wild.
The stepbrother one is specifically
Yes.
to like have always known.
I had a brother who died. It's like what I mean, yeah. Time is like. What is it? What does Matthew McConaughey say? Time.
Time is a flat circle.
Yes, time is a flat circle. That's kind of what I'm getting from that. Is just like, yeah, that all of your memories and things in your life have already happened, and
Yeah.
you're just kind of stumbling into them.
Oh,
Fucked up.
man, I can't think like this.
And truly though, to
Can't
like
do it.
to get through all of it though, I have to like I think that's why I have to believe that there's stuff out there and that there are other lives, and that even when it comes to like losses and stuff, losing people, that like they get, even with my cat tragically died beginning of pandemic, and the belief that like as I was paying $1,000 to kill him, it's crazy that it costs so much to euthanize an animal, but I'd be like, this is fun. I get to hold my cat as I pay so much money to kill it.
So much money.
To kill it when it's so young. It seems like it should live forever. Anyway, but I like said to him, I was like, come back whenever you're ready.
Oh.
I was like, come back to me. But like, and that I believe that too. I mean, probably shouldn't speak on it, but I do think that happens a lot with like you lose a son, but maybe you didn't lose that son, that forever, that son. That child decided not to come in that moment, and they will in some other way.
Yeah.
There was a book I was reading while I was trying to get pregnant because I was just fully expecting to have it not work out. What is it called? Is it Spirit Babies? I think it's called Spirit Babies. It sounds like it's called Spirit Babies. It's called How to Communicate with the Child You're Meant to Have, and it was super constructive, and like this is like a good way to think about it, because like you don't know how this is going to happen. It might not be the like get pregnant, have vaginal birth, all that stuff. So like, and it just happens the way it's supposed to happen, even if it's not even from your own body, from your own blood, all of that. And of course, those babies that die either late term or as babies, and oh God, it's so hard to even think about that. Like, what would Tyler Henry, like, would he communicate with these souls? Would these souls turn into other souls that then come back, and get another chance in a body that's stronger?
I mean, yeah. And also like a timing that's better, that makes more sense for the life they're supposed to lead, because I think it's really hard for us who we're walking on this earth already to feel like it is to do with us, when it's like, it might not have anything to do with you.
Absolutely.
It might be about that soul's needs.
Exactly. And like, yes, that understanding that whenever that happens to a child, it's just the body, like it's just not strong enough, or might not be the words that apply to every situation, but weren't viable.
Not to blame it on yourself, whether it is, a natural or a decision you make, whatever, but like, it's just like the timing will, I believe, work the way it needs to work. But I'm like, is that the part of me that's still very religious, like,
I guess I feel like I started having that everything that happens the way it's supposed to be after I gave religion up, though. And like, I feel like it's not particularly God's plan. That used to be the words I would use,
Ooh, yeah.
God's plan, or Jesus's plan, Christ's plan. The Holy Spirit's plan, but it's like, it's just like this happened because it happened. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and it was supposed to happen because it happened. And it's so much easier to live life that way, I will tell you. I really, the second I lost my religion, I wanted it back because it's so much easier, But like, I just got a lot of these beliefs that are parts of religion that have made God, just being in existence so much smoother, to not just be like, why me? About everything. Even though, of course, we all have those moments, for sure.
Of course.
But like, really dwelling on the you of it, or the why, or the timing, and it's just like, it just did. It's just, that's what happened. Yeah.
Just happened.
Yeah.
See,
control it.
In moments like this, I think it would be nice to hear a little story about a demon right now.
Nice little spooky,
little uplifting. No, I don't have any. I wish I did. Because it is like, when you get so like deep in it, you're like, it is about the spirit and stuff. You're like, I can feel sad because we don't have the full picture yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
spooky
true.
demons are like, woo. Someone will have a spooky demon story and they'll send it in to us.
Are you guys hoping for a spooky demon story and you're just not getting enough?
I mean, you know what? I'm
We did a
happy.
lot.
I'm happy for people to not have a spooky demon experience for them personally. But, if you have one, like, tell us about it, please.
When I think of a spooky demon, I think of the scene in Ghost where he gets dragged down to hell.
Was like,
And the demons are like
all those screaming
what did
ghosts.
I read? Someone said it was like they had slowed down and reversed babies crying or something for that sound. It was something horrible that felt like somewhat earthly, but then just so haunting.
Ew.
That part was so
Like that.
scary.
Yeah.
Ew.
That's nasty.
Real quick, did you guys see the movie Soul?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you
Oh man.
I was shocked. I was shocked that I didn't know anything about it when I started watching it, when it just like first came out on Disney Plus. And I was just shocked at how like progressive it is, even though like Pixar is progressive, like it was just sort of like, wow, they're really getting, this is big shit. Like this
It's
is
huge.
this is deep shit. That,
Yeah,
like,
I asked all of my nieces, I was like, did you like it? And they, of course, were like, yeah, I thought the cat was funny. And it's like,
my son loves the cat
okay.
too.
Cause it's deep, man.
Yeah.
Like, and all of, like, my sisters and brother-in-laws were just like, yeah, it was, like,
That's heavy.
pretty intense.
So fucking intense. But I find that I like think about it all the time, and it's
Same.
like super helpful, those lessons.
Yeah.
I wonder
Yeah.
if children who get to grow up watching Pixar movies like that, rather than watching every animal lose its mother like we did as children.
Not only animal, but human. Yeah.
Yeah, but like it was like Dumbo's mom got taken away, Bambi's mom got shot. Like, what will the difference be for this generation? Because they're not indoctrinated with your parents
Yeah.
could die at any moment.
Everyone had like a single parent or no parents.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yes, yeah.
It's like, where's Ariel's mom? She's dead.
Oh, yeah,
Probably.
gone.
I don't know.
Gone.
Where's Jasmine's mom? Dead. Aladdin's parents? Dead.
Dead.
Like,
Dead.
they're just all
Simba's dad dead.
Frozen girls, dead parents.
Dead parents.
Dead parents.
It's
We hear
just-
about that one. We heard about
Yeah,
that
we
one.
at least
Yeah.
get like
At
a
least they acknowledge it,
significant
yeah.
acknowledgement. Yeah.
It's because they're children, though. We normally meet them older, but
Yeah.
It was like, as a kid, I wonder what I would have thought of, like, Inside Out.
I thought that was really cool. My niece, who was like 4 or 5 at the time, it was so cool to let her have permission to be sad, like, and to be like, I feel sadness, and like she's thinking about the character, but it's like she has
Yes.
language for it suddenly. Do you know what I
That
mean?
would have blown my mind as a kid. Because
Yeah.
I had I feel
I saw
it's been the
Osmosis
last-
Jones when I was like 15, and then I was like, I thought about that for years. Inside Out would have been
That's
so
so
much more
funny.
constructive.
Yes, yeah.
yeah. Crybaby had too big of an impact on me, honestly.
Because of how sexy Johnny Depp was in it.
Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I want to be a Drake. Or was it Square? Was it Squares and the Drake?
Was it a drape?
Drakes.
A drape.
Drake.
Yeah,
Or was it
right?
Drake or Drapes? It might be Drapes. You're right, Drapes.
I'm imagining drapes.
Yeah. Please, Mr. Jailer.
Yes. Oh my god.
Kelly, this has been so fun.
Thanks so much for having me. This was
Thank you for
so
coming on.
sweet and like
Yeah.
emotional. I was not expecting
so
that.
nice.
And I loved it.
Tell everyone where they can find you squirting.
Okay, so I've never squirted, sadly. But yes, okay. So you can find me at What Are You Into on Instagram. I've thought seriously about taking down my account, but I think I'm going to find one of those sites where you can just post like, and not go on Instagram or whatever.
Oh,
Great.
But yes, you can find me there, and then on most podcast platforms, you can find What Are You Into? What Are You Into? ? With Kelly Hudson. Check me out.
check her
Nice.
out. Thank you so much for being on our podcast, Kelly.
Yes,
Thanks
thank
for having
you.
me. It's the best.
Bye bye.
Oh, yeah. And thank you so much for listening to A Funny Feeling.
If you have a paranormal experience that you would like to share, please send us a voice memo, or you can email us just a letter at funnyfeelingpod@gmail.com. I'm Marcy.
I'm Betsy, and don't shit your pants!
That was a HeadGum podcast.